Sorry for inconvenience, dear students. Because of certain technical glitches, that session got ended there. So we are doing a new session, continuing the concept. What I was discussing, I told you that we are discussing about determining the optimal solution here. So when we work on optimal solution, that optimality test we can only determine do when we get the initial feasible basic solution. So here I got the initial feasible basic solution that I'm trying to determine by Vogel approximation method. So what I did, guys, for the first row and first column, I determined the penalty. The highest penalty is 10. So I give preference to the column 4. So in column 4, the smallest element is 13. Okay, so supply is 11, the demand is 15. So I'll put 15, I'll put 11 there. So if I put 11 there, then nothing can be put for the remaining element in that row. So this is put 11. Now this left is 4. Now this left is 4. This we did for the first row. So we did for this fourth column. Okay, once we done with this fourth column, once we are done with the fourth column, then nothing can be done for this. Now this would be 4, 18 minus 14, this is 17 minus 18 minus 17, this is 32 minus 17, would be what, 15, I guess. So this would be done. Nothing can be done. This is 3. This is 1. The highest is 15. The highest is 15. The highest is 15. So I'll do for the first column. The smallest element there is 17. So I'll do the allocation of that. Now this is done. And this 13, how much left is 7. Clear, everyone? Like the same way we'll do here. This is done. Okay, this is 4, 18 minus 14, then this is 1. Okay, this is 1. Okay, now this is 1. Now this column, this is done. Okay, this is 1, this is 4, this is done. So the highest is 4. So either you can take second row or third column, anything you can do, doesn't matter. You can start with anything. In that, the smallest value is 14, you can see. So the smallest value is 14. So supply is 7, demand is 12. So you'll put 7 here. So if you put 7 here, if you put 7 here, nothing can be done for this. This will become 5. This will become 5. This is done. Okay. Then we'll continue further. Nothing can be done for this. This is also, second row is also done. Second row is done. Then this is 1. This is 118 minus 17. Then fourth penalty, if I determine, this is done. This is 17 left. 17 is left. Okay, so this will only will do. This is 18 left. Okay, and this one left is 41. So highest one is 41 out of all. The highest one is 41. So I'll do allocation of that first. So 41, 41. Here the demand is 4. The supply is 19. So I'll put 4 here. So I'll put 4 here. So this left will be 15. This left will be 15. Okay, the left will be 15. So if you see after that, everything is done. If you see only 2 elements are left, 17 and 18. So you can do allocation here. This will be 10 and this will be 5. I hope you understood. And then 15 got exhausted. So this is also done. So this is 5 done, this 10 done. If you do the counting row wise and column wise, you'll get the value. So this what we get is the initial basic feasible solution, guys. This what I got is the initial basic feasible solution. I got is initial basic feasible solution. So I can just write down this initial basic feasible solution. What I got here, I simply write this. So so the solution of initial basic feasible solution, the solution of initial basic feasible solution. So the initial basic feasible solution will be better word English. So the initial basic feasible solution is what? So I just write it down. So I just write it down. So this values, this is 21, this is 16, then this is 25, and this is 13. So then so this is 17, then this is 32, 17, then this is 32, then this is 18, this is 17, then this is 14, then this is 18, then this is 23, then this is 41. So if you see this, now the allocation what you got, guys. Now the allocation what you get, guys. What is the allocation you got, guys? So you can write this allocation. 13 is 11. 13 is 11. This is 11. Then 17, 6, 14, 7. 17, 6, 14, 7. 17, 6, 14, 7. 17, 6, 14, 7. 17, 6, 14, 7. Then 17, 10. 17, 10, 18, 5. 17, 10, 18, 5. 17, 10, 18, 5. Is this clear, guys? 17, 10, 18, 5. Is this clear, guys? Anyone, any doubt? Is this clear? So this is the allocation what I got, guys. This is the allocation what I got. So this is the allocation, no? As per the Vogel approximation method, this is the solution what I got, guys. This is the solution what I got. As per the Vogel approximation method, this is the solution what I got. Anyone, any doubt with this? Anyone, any doubt with this? The solution what I got, guys, I can do the test of non-degeneracy, test of non-degeneracy. I can do the test of non-degeneracy, that is m plus n minus 1 rule. Okay, where m is the total number of rows, n is the total number of column minus 1. I can do that test of degeneracy. Their total 4 columns are there. The total 4 column, 3 row minus 1. Total allocation should be equal to 6. You can count. The total allocation is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 allocation is there, guys. Let me just check again. So yeah, 41, 4. No, 41 is 4. Yeah, 41 is 4, guys. One allocation I missed. 41 is 4. Yeah. So now I have 6 allocation. Yeah. So total allocation is 6. Anyone, any doubt? So you got this allocation, guys. So this is the allocation what I got. So total allocation should be equal to 6. Correct, no? 41 was 4. No? The 41 was 4. 41 was 4. 1 minute. I'll just do the counting properly. First row 11, fine. Second row 13, correct. Third row 19, correct. First column 6, correct. Second column 10, correct. Third column 12, correct. Fourth column 15, correct. Yeah. The fourth column 15, correct. So 11, 13, then 19, first column 6, 10, then 12, then 15. Correct. Yeah. So I hope you understood the test of degeneracy. Now, I don't know, guys, this solution is optimal or not, guys. Okay, this is the solution what I got by using Vogel approximation method. I want to test the solution is optimal or not. So in order to test the optimality, in order if I work on the test of optimality, if I work on the test of optimality, guys, if I work on the test of optimality, if I talk about the test of optimality, guys, so for that we use modified distribution method. Compulsorily, you'll get a question on this. 100%, 100%. No iota of doubt in that. So modified distribution method we'll use. The another name of modified distribution method is UV method. The another name of modified distribution method is UV method. So this is U1, this is U2, this is U3, this is V1, this is you write like this is V2, this is V3, like this will be. So next to every row and column, horizontally I'm writing, this is called UV method. So in place of U and V, you can use any other symbol, but normally we do like this in books and all. The other name they give for modified distribution method is UV method. So next to every row you write U, and next to every column you write V. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? Okay. I hope you people understood this much. Okay. So what you do once you return like this, once you return like this, okay. Now what you do, guys? Now what you do? Out of this U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, V4, any variable, make it zero, put zero. Okay, so either U1, U2, U3, or V1, V2, V3, V4, make any of that zero. So I'll make U3 zero. Sir, why you made U3 zero? Why you made U3 zero, sir? Because the reason is that we try to make that variable zero which have the maximum allocation. If you see row one have one allocation, row two have two allocation, row three have three allocation, column one has one allocation, column two has one allocation, column three has two allocation, column four has two allocation. So out of these rows and column, whichever row and column you feel that they have maximum allocation, you put that zero. So that's why I put U3 zero. So once I put U3 zero, guys, once I put U3 zero, then try to put the value of U1, U2, V1, V2, V3, V4 by applying the formula. So we apply the formula for occupied cells. We'll do for occupied cells. Only focus on occupied cell. Apply the formula Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. So for occupied cell, use the formula called Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. So for occupied cell, use this formula called Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. So if U3 is 0, so you can find V4 value. V4 value will be 41. Okay, because the cost is 41. Okay, if this is V3, this is 0, this will be 18. Simple, guys. This will be 18. This will be 17. Apply the formula. So only focus on occupied cell. Only focus on occupied cell, guys. Cij. Cij means cost. Cost of that element. Ui plus Vj. Then now, then you can find the other values like U2. I can find this is 14. This is 18. So 14 is equal to U2 plus 18. This will be minus 4. Similarly, I can find this value V1. 17 is equal to minus 4 plus V1. So this will be 21. Okay, now I can find this. I have to find V1. This would be 13 minus 41. 13 minus 41. Yeah, 13 minus 41. Yeah, 41 minus 13. 41 minus 13. This will be 8. 28 minus 28 will be this value. So apply this for occupied cell. For occupied cell, use this formula Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. Once you get this value, guys, now focus on unoccupied cell. Now you focus on unoccupied cell. One minute. Now focus on unoccupied cell. Now focus on unoccupied cell. For unoccupied cell, use the formula called Cij. For unoccupied cell, you can use the formula called Cij minus Ui plus Vj. So for unoccupied cell, use this formula. So for unoccupied cell, use this formula called Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Okay, everyone. So for unoccupied cell, use the formula called Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Check if you get positive value, no, so it means for unoccupied cell, and if you apply this formula called Cij minus Ui plus Vj, in case if you get positive value for all the unoccupied cell, means the solution what you get is optimal. Okay, guys, so we'll check that for unoccupied cell. See which all cells are unoccupied here. See which all cells are unoccupied. This is unoccupied cell. Okay, okay, this is unoccupied cell. This is unoccupied cell. This is unoccupied cell. Okay, this is unoccupied cell. This is unoccupied cell. This is unoccupied cell. I hope you understand. Occupied cell which have allocation are occupied cell. Those cells which have no allocation, they are unoccupied cell. Okay, everyone. So if I check this, so Cij, this Cij is 21. Cij is 21 for first. So Ui plus Vj minus 28 plus 21 will be minus 7. So 21 minus 7. So you will get a positive. Okay, next one. This is 17 and this is minus 28. So minus 28 minus 17, minus 28 plus 17, Ui plus Vj. So you'll get minus 11. So 16 minus will be positive. So if you're getting positive means no problem. We'll only worried about when you get negative. So this is 18 minus 28. We'll get minus 10. 25 minus 10. We'll get positive. Just check or only focus on unoccupied cell. See if you're getting optimal solution or not. So 17 minus 14 is 13. 17 minus 14 is 17 minus 4 is 13. So 18 minus 13 is positive. Fine, done, no problem. You should get positive. If everything is positive, means the solution is optimal. 18 minus 4 is 14. 28, 23 minus 14 is positive, is optimal, no problem. Now this is 21. 21 plus 0. 21 plus 0 is 21. 32 minus 21 is positive. Means everything is positive, guys. Everything is positive, right? So if everything is positive, means the solution what you get is the optimal solution, guys. The solution what you get is the optimal solution, guys. So this is your optimal solution, guys. Once you determined that this is your optimal solution, because for if all your unoccupied cell, if the value is positive, Cij minus Ui plus Vj is positive, means the solution is optimal. So the total optimal cost that is equal to that is equal to 13 into 11. That is equal to 13 into 11 plus 13 into 11 plus 17 into 6 plus 17 into 6 plus 14 sevens are plus 14 sevens are plus 17 tens are plus 17 tens are plus 17 tens are plus 18 fives are 18 fives are 18 fives are plus 18 fives are plus then 41 fours are 41 fours are 41 fours are. So this is 143 plus 102 plus 98 plus 170 plus 90 plus 164. So this is 102 plus 98, that is 200. 200 plus 90, 290, 290 plus 143 plus 170, 290, 290 plus 143 plus 170 plus 164. This is 7. Okay, this is 7. Then this is 10, 19, 19 plus 7, 26, 2 carry, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 767 rupees. Clear, everyone? Anyone, any doubt, any question, any concern, any problem, anything you want me to discuss? Done, everyone? Can we wind up the class? Everyone clear, right? So what we have done? Anyone, any doubt, any question? So I did it by Vogel approximation method. Any doubt, anyone? Any question? Srinivas, Anvesh, Ashwini, Ayaz, Manoj, any doubt? Any doubt, anyone? So we'll do more problem on this. In exam, you'll get definitely a problem on this optimal solution. Don't worry on that. We'll spend more time working on optimality. So we'll do more and more problem to make you clear. This was the first problem which we discussed to understand the concept of optimality. If any doubt still persists, don't worry on that part. We'll more time understanding the concept of optimality. Anyone, any question, any doubt, any concern, any topic you want me to discuss, any confusion, anyone? If everyone understood whatever I've done so far, then I will like to wind up the class. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. We cannot do new question because one question take 1 hour. So I cannot do one question in 10 minutes. So that is the constraint what I'm facing here. That's why for the subject like this, we need 2-3 hour class continuously. Then only we can make some sense. Clear everyone? Can we wind up the class? Thank you everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow.